and welcome to Eric's Dungeon. This lovely day of March in 2020 during the Coronas. We're battling it with Busch, which is actually a fantastic beer. I used to not like it out of ignorance because I never really tried it. And one of my best buddies, a horseman, taught me the error of my ways. So, the lesson to be learned with that is be open to other opinions. So, I'm not dealing with training today. I'm not dealing with steel bending. I'm dealing with stuff that applies to all that stuff as well. It's an important lesson I learned as a copper. It was that yes, you can be too nice. Now, the lesson I have isn't one that I had to learn because I was being too nice. It's because another lady was being way too nice and she paid the price for it. But she had the wisdom to be able to ID it on her own without me saying it and then her being all fucking offended. So, what does this mean? What does it mean? Well, the way I talk, the way I write, these videos have if you haven't noticed, has a masculine slant. Okay? Whether it's steel bending, how to open a goddamn beer, whatever. It's got a masculine slant. That's because that's my wheelhouse. I can't give the feminine slant. That's a whole nother thing. Right? But there's a balance in things, which I did a whole video about with the fucking Infinity Scroll. If you want to hear about the balance of things, go click on that one and listen to me rant and scream and yell about that. But this goes with being nice. Now look, I'm a big Patrick Swayze fucking fan. I love the movie Roadhouse, and he is 100% fucking correct when he's talking to his young bouncers, when he's training them about being nice. Yes, be nice. 99% of the fucking time, that rule is a good one to fucking go by. But you know what's right? But if you just default to that, that's a pretty fucking good way to go. But let me give you an example of how being too nice can be self-destructive. I get a call back when I worked the road, and I check on this lady. She's all beat up, bruised ribs. She's roughed up pretty good. She took more injuries to her body than her face, but she got fucking hammered. I meet her at the hospital, right? Take her to the hospital. I get all police reports. Significant injuries, felony types, unless you're two guys just beating the hell out of each other because you want to, then that's a whole different thing. But for a woman, so what happened, ma'am? And I knew this lady. I'd run into her before. She was a clerk at a gas station or some other. I don't remember exactly, but I'd run into her, and she was a very nice lady. But she ran her niceness 24 fucking 7. And what she'd been doing, there was a young guy, early 20s, who saw what she was and knew he could capitalize on it. and he didn't, whatever. He wanted to run around and be a dirtbag. And he figured, oh, he can just live off everybody's fucking else's charity. And he saw her. Because, man, she was the neon light of niceness. And he gave her some goddamn sob story. And she's like, oh, well, it's okay. And he groomed her. He fucking groomed her. Oh, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in a couple of days. And this woman makes barely, if not minimum wage, just over minimum wage. Poor. She's fucking poor. She's not starving. She's fucking fine. She's got a TV and a phone and all that. But she didn't have money. She would walk over and get fast food for the guy and feed him. Like a fucking stray goddamn cat or whatever the fuck. And he keeps coming fucking back. Keeps coming fucking back. And he keeps whining. And she keeps fucking feeding him. Keeps feeding him. Now, then it turns into this. Well, now I got my girlfriend. And we don't have a place to stay. Could we? And she's like, well, of course you could stay with me. Of course. Well, so now he's living with her. Playing house with his makeshift fucking wife. It's just a fucking another useless broad. Living off this woman for free who makes minimum wage. Or, a few dollars over minimum wage. Okay? But she's just nice. She's nice. Alright. Well, surprisingly enough, he wasn't nice. And the nice lady sees how the stray cat guy deals with his girlfriend. And he apparently is an abusive asshole. And was really shitting on her. And the nice lady, being nice, when the guy wasn't around, pulls the girl aside and is like, I don't think that's a healthy relationship for you. And, because you probably want to... 100% correct. She was 100% correct. Problem is, she shouldn't have had those stray fucking cats in her fucking house in the first fucking place. Well, she confronts him. Well, she has all the moral superiority. Right? She's been feeding this stray fucking cat. She's been giving him shelter. And she brought him in because all the love in my heart that she felt is going to just flow over and help this. He's got a piece of shit. It didn't work. So she confronts him and he beats the goddamn shit out of her. In her own house. Well, needless to say, he was taken care of. But when I'm talking to her later, and you can see her describe how this progressed. And every time she's like, in this, in this, and you just see the train wreck coming. Because she had no idea that this could go south. I'm just being a good person. Well, yeah, you can be a good person to your own demise. And I took a chance. She wasn't stupid. And I really did take a chance because she could have just turned around and now I'm the bad guy. But I was trying to help her eat through it because she was eating through it really well in her head, describing what happened. And I was like, hon, I got it. We got to take care of all this shit's in place. I'm going to have him soon. Problem will be taken care of. We'll get the protection order and, we'll facilitate it and this problem will be done. However, this problem doesn't mean there isn't another problem coming. And I was like, I led her down the path intellectually. I was like, but did you play a part in this? And she paused for a second. A little Terminator brain turned on. which even women do have. They can think. The data fucking gets processed, and she's like, I was being too nice. I was like, yes, ma'am. And I told her I was proud of her for actually making that connection. Because most people can't. Most people cannot. Yeah, you can be too nice. And this digs into all kinds of stupid shit that we're dealing with in our modern Western culture. These stupid enlightened douchebags that don't know their ass in the hole in the fucking ground. But we will fucking go with some basic examples that most people can go understand. And God bless that woman. I hope she's good. She's a sweet lady. But she was too nice. Let's look at the difference between mothers and fathers. So Vanna's been barking at me. All right, Vanna, Jesus. We'll talk about it. Fuck. Mothers and fathers. Mothers, nurturing and loving, right? From the time the baby is born, when they're helpless, fathers are pretty much useless. I know I'm a father of 3. You're useless. You're not doing anything for that kid. You take care of the mom, who can take care of the baby. You don't have boobs, kid doesn't care about you. You can change a diaper here and there, take him for a walk, but at the end of the day, mama's it. Mama's the entire world. Literally, their universe, because that's where they developed inside the mom. All right? They're right outside the mom now, and they're still helpless. Mom is it. That's just the way it is. A guy who calls himself a broad, who thinks they can make a baby, is full of shit. All right? When the Rugrats get a little older, they're playing. They're experimenting with the world. There's Daddy. You can watch as the dogs. There's nothing more fun than watching a male dog play with a bunch of puppies, laying on his back, saying, come over and kick my ass. And he just rolls around and the puppies go flying, but none of them are hurt, and they just come back and jump on him again. All right, guess what? People do that too. Or you're you're breaking the fear boundaries with the Rugrats. You're teaching them to be a little bit more aggressive and go out into that world. And this is a safe space, and we can safe space. But you're with the father. Father he don't want to eat you. We're gonna rough house a little bit. Somebody might get hurt. We're gonna do a little time out, but everything's good to go. You're fine. Rub some dirt on a kid. Walk around. Everything's fine. Let's go. And then they learn, oh my goodness, just because I got a boo-boo, it's not the end of the world. All right? You're setting those men that are doing that, are setting those children up to deal with the realities of existence, making the kids tougher. There's a balance between that hard masculinity and that loving femininity. Both by themselves are deadly. They balance each other out really nicely. Balance. Allegedly, by the way, this is your scroll. I'll get it to you here soon. All right? There's balance. You don't have one without the other. All right? This is for young men. Don't believe the lies. You are not toxic. Be strong. Develop your body and your mind. When I say develop your mind, it means you've got to go out there and get outside the government school bullshit and the talking heads. You need to fucking read. And if you're too lazy to read, which is fine, you can go on the interwebs and find great guys. All right, right now I'm rereading Marcus Aurelius' Meditations on Stoicism. It's fucking fantastic. It's fantastic. Every time I go through it, I get something new. All right? And it makes me a better man. It makes me a better man for me, for my wife, for my kids, and everybody around me too. Okay? You got to hold people accountable, which means sometimes there might be conflict. And people hate conflict. All right? You cannot be scared of conflict. You also, this is a tough one. It's the hardest one. You got to hold yourself accountable. People are fucking terrified of that. You need to get comfortable with that one. You don't want to be a milquetoast, limp-wristed, soy man bun wearing cunt, which is the modern man, which is pathetic. Nietzsche talked about this. He called him the last man. All I want to do is sit around and be comfortable and blink. Every time somebody says something important, I don't care, because I'm fat and happy, breads and circuses, fuck that. Fuck that. Alright? No, no, no. Don't believe the bullshit you've been taught. Alright? What is Vanna saying? Vanna saying is, it's all bullshit. That equals failure and slavery. And I've known lots of guys that have been enslaved to this shit. Guys I knew personally, guys I ran to on the job. It is not a way to live. Don't do it. Do not be too nice. Doesn't mean I'm telling you not to be nice. I think being nice is great. I am nice, but I'm not too nice.